Tasting like a boss, outside edition, weekend edition. I have Minerva McGonagall here. How you doing, girl? She's very sweet. She always seems like she's depressed, but she's very loving. But this is as good as you get. This is her happy face. I'm not sure if she's going to stay with us the entire time or not. I'll make it a little bit easier for you to stand if you want to do that. And today we are going to be doing a three-way review of a coffee as I smack you in the face. She's like, oh, a three-way review of a coffee that I've been wanting to do for a while. And there's some opinions on the different websites. It's going to be a Bones Coffee, so we're talking about the Bones Coffee lover sites that have these opinions. And man, of all the flavors out there, this is the one that the opinions are left and right. I mean, you've got opinions of people saying they just love it, it's their favorite. You have other people who complain about it. I've heard what the basis of the complaints are. I'm going in having no idea. And I will tell you that as I sit here right now, I have never tasted this in any format whatsoever. And two, I've never had a peanut butter flavored coffee of any kind that I can think of. So this will be new for me. I think that one of the complaints you hear on the sites is that some people say it's more jelly than peanut butter, but you know what? Let's go and let's see. There's your artwork there as always. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's always really cool. This isn't my favorite, but it's still cool. And I'm sure that it brought a lot of people to the table for Bones because the idea of peanut butter coffee sounds great. But let's get right into the three-way review. Let's give it a smell. I can smell the jelly. I can smell the peanut butter. I can smell the coffee. I can tell you that when I roasted inside, I didn't really smell anything through the auto drip like some of the other coffees you get, but there you go. So let's start with a cold brew. This cold brew's been going overnight. Tasting like a boss. Okay. Tastes like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's, jelly heavy on the end, but and if there's not gonna be a lot of peanut butter flavor, but wait, I mean, hold on. In my mind, it tastes like peanut butter and jelly. In fact, I'll tell you what it tastes like. I don't know if you guys have ever did this when you were kids. When I was little and I wanted peanut butter and jelly, I was beyond fickle. I didn't want crust, but my parents never cut off the crust. But I demanded that I get peanut butter and jelly mixed up. So you would take the grape jelly and the creamy peanut butter and you put it in a bowl and oh, are you getting excited about that or are you getting upset? I can't tell. And you would take your spoon, you'd mix it and whip it and whip it and whip it and whip and whip until it's just one consistent thing. That's what this tastes like to me. So there's always that jelly heavy because I always liked a little more jelly than peanut butter anyway. But if you've never done that, you got to do that. I mean, really take the time and whip it with the spoon until it's completely smooth with peanut butter and jelly mixed as evenly as you can, maybe a little more jelly than you want. It's going to be almost like a brownish, purplish concoction, just creamy. Then put that on your bread, and don't tell me that that doesn't taste different. Oh, she's gone. She's done. She doesn't like the discussion on this. She thinks the discussion of peanut butter mixed up sandwich is an abomination. But I got a couple of friends on here from back when I was in North Miami Beach as a little kid. I can think of two of them in particular, Stuart and Barry. I'm thinking about you. That I'm fairly certain they had those. I remember eating them on the kitchen floor. But I'll tell you, I'm probably going to keep getting this just for the cold brew because that's what it reminds me of. So that's a big thumbs up on the cold brew. Sorry to wax poetic so long about that particular story, but that's the emotion it triggers in me. I can feel myself being brought back to that. So I mean, it did its job there. So let's go to the drip. New mug today, guys. We went through all of our mugs in the house, and it turns out that we had, how to put this? We had hoarder level aspects of mugs. We had this huge cabinet just full of mugs that were just horrible mugs, like really bad ones, and we got rid of them. But we kept this one. It's a little Starbucks mug. Feels like felty here. Kind of weird. Not sure how we're going to clean it, but tastes like a boss. Trying the drip. Here we go. Peanut butter and jelly. My wife wife tried this. Because when I make the drip and stuff, she hits it right away. She has to have the coffee right away. I have to prep myself for this event, which is the three-way review. And she said that she thought she tasted more jelly on the drip. But then a couple minutes later, she said it's really kind of growing on her. Now, I can sense that. Obviously, the flavors are not going to be at the same level as the cold brew, but they are definitely here. This is not one of those flavored coffees where you can taste the flavor a little bit. I mean, I know what I'm tasting. I'm tasting peanut butter and jelly. And I can taste the jelly hit. It's kind of weird. Feel the jelly hit. Then there's that little smoothness of the peanut butter, and then the jelly comes back again. It makes me wonder what it would taste like if you just had a peanut butter cold brew or just a peanut butter flavor, to see how that would be done or exactly how they would do that. Not sure if it would be great or not, but this is nice. I'm not saying it's got an even flavor. It doesn't. It's a dynamic flavor. But there's nothing where it's overly bitter. There's nothing where it's overly bright. It's just, that's a very good cup of coffee, and I can see us continue to get that. And then you want flavored coffee that tastes like what it's supposed to be, I would say yes to this. Now, I'm kind of nervous about this one. I usually am on these. So we have an espresso shot of peanut butter and jelly. So let's just go into this before we try it. You got people over, and it's nighttime, and you're making a little after dinner thing, and you say, would you like a peanut butter and jelly espresso? You know they're going to say, oh, what? Come on. Hit me up with that. Well, let's see if you actually want to. Tasting like a boss, here's the espresso. It brings out the brighter points of what the jelly flavor is. I don't know if it's, again, I don't know if I'm saying this right or not saying it right, but if I'm picking the right flavor or not. I don't know if it's amaretto they use when they're trying to get these cherry tastes, like getting the flavors like in cannoli, or getting flavors here, or getting flavors in what was that? The cranberry jack, the cranberry flavored one, Santa Jack. But yeah, I mean, if I were to say, would you like a peanut butter and jelly espresso? Do something like this, and maybe, you know what I would suggest? If you gave this as a peanut butter jelly espresso, and then, bear with me on this, it's going to sound low rent, but whatever. And next to your little espresso you give maybe a little tiny Ritz cracker, with just a little bit of peanut butter and a little dab of jelly on it, so you can have them together. I could see people really going for that. Or running out of your house because you didn't put out the fine china. I don't know. So anyway, let's go on to review. We've got cold brew. That's a big thumbs up. I'm going to be buying more of this for cold brew. I don't know why there was any level of hate on the site for the flavor. That's just good. Boom. I'm feel like I'm 8 years old again on the kitchen floor eating peanut butter and jelly mixed up sandwiches. The drip works as a drip, you know, warmer. I'm not saying you can taste the bread, but if you taste it next to the cold brew, you'll see what I mean. I'll say it. You can taste the bread. I don't know. And then finally, on the espresso, don't buy it if you're just making espresso unless you just want to have it for that novelty. But this is a flavor that works in all three ways. So, boom, boom. I don't know if you can see that cup or not. Boom. These three do work for peanut butter and jelly by Bones Coffee Company. Oh, by the way, Glenn Phillips shirt. Glenn Phillips to the Wet Sprocket. So awesome. I love this shirt. This is an old shirt from one of his old albums, but so awesome. So if you like Glenn Phillips, please give that a listen. I don't get paid by Glenn Phillips either. I just am passionate about a lot of different things. But hey, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit alerts. Share it with your friends. We're getting close to 100 viewers, and really, I never thought we'd even get 100 viewers. I don't think this is a channel that's ever going to take over the world, but I really like the fact that I have viewers who seem to like what we're doing, which is great. But if we get to 100 views, middle daughter of Boss has said that she's going to do something special for everybody, or special for me, so maybe I'll think it's cool, but she says she will. So let's get up to 100 just to see what it does, and then if it sucks, I guess you can, like, desubscribe if you want, okay? Have a great rest of the weekend and keep tasting like a boss.